Hello everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. Modi government's penchant for beautification is not hidden from us Indians. They'd be digging up Rajpath for 20,000 crore Central Vista or constructing a wall at the side of the road to block the view of slums in Ahmedabad for former US President Donald Trump's visit or the Sabarmati Ashram redevelopment plan. The government is so focused on redevelopment that it seems hardly paying attention to creating something new. Adding to the list is Jallianwala Bagh Memorial, the Jallianwala Bagh Memorial that reminds us of the sacrifice of thousands of Indians, the brutal massacre that shook India. 3 days ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually inaugurated the newly renovated Jallianwala Bagh complex in Amritsar on Saturday evening. The renovation was undertaken by the Ministry of Culture. 20 crore rupees were earmarked for the renovation in 2019 itself. However, the renovated Jallianwala Bagh Memorial has invited sharp criticism from opposition and historians who have accused the Modi government of erasing the history and Disneyfying the memorial. In this video today, we will talk about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre and whether the renovation is an attempt to erase the history. At the end of this video, I'll also tell you a short story to give you a different perspective about this whole issue. So please do watch this video till the end. And before we proceed further, I request you all to please subscribe to our channel, like this video and comment below it. Now you will hardly find any Indian who does not know about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The incident dates back to April 1919. The British government had enacted a law called Rowlatt Act. The law gave powers to the police to arrest any person without any reason whatsoever. Provisions of this act were meant for indefinite detention and even incarceration even without a trial. Now, if this sounds something similar to what is happening in some cases today, it might be purely coincidental. So, after the rollout of the Rowlatt Act, the British were facing major protest in Punjab. On April 11th, a martial rule was imposed in Lahore and Amritsar, but the order reached Amritsar only on April 14th. Alongside Colonel R.E.H. Dyer, who was then holding the temporary rank of Brigadier General, was sent from the Jalandhar cantonment to Amritsar. Since the order did not reach many people, on April 13th, they started gathering at Golden Temple to celebrate Baisakhi. As the day wore, many of them headed to the nearby Jallianwala Bagh, a quadrangle with a well surrounded by tall houses and a narrow passage to join the 4 p.m. public meeting against the arrest of Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu. The two had been arrested for opposing the Rowlatt Act and local leaders had called for a protest meet. Upon hearing about the large gathering, General Dyer marched into the Bagh with a column of 50 soldiers armed with .303 Lee Enfield and bolt-action rifles around 5 p.m. It is said that he ordered the troops to open fire without giving any warning. They fired all the 1,650 rounds they had. That day, 1,000 Indians were killed in a cold-blooded manner by the cruel General Dyer and his soldiers. Among those dead, the youngest was 9 years old and the oldest was 80 years old. They died. They sacrificed their lives. This massacre of thousands of innocent people triggered anger among Indians against the British rulers. It inspired many to take part in the Indian freedom struggle and became a significant part of the history of the Indian freedom struggle. After independence, the central government set up the Jallianwala Bagh National Memorial Trust in 1951. It commissioned American sculptor Benjamin Polk to make a flame of liberty at the cost of 9.25 lakh rupees. The memorial site underwent several touch-ups and renovations over the years, but the essence of the place, one that is meant to remind us, the future generations, of sacrifices of our countrymen, remained untouched. Until the Modi government decided to undo it. The entry and exit points of the Bagh have been repositioned. Also, a lotus pond has been built around the main memorial. The famous Shahidi Khu or Martyr's Well, into which people jumped to escape the bullets of the tyrant, is now enclosed in a glass shield. If this was not enough, here is what the government planned: a light and sound show to display the horrific massacre of April 1919 and instill a spirit of gratitude and reverence towards the martyrs. And the Prime Minister even invited people to watch it. Now, there has been a lot of furore over this renovation, calling it insult to the martyrs. CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri said that only those who stayed away from the epic freedom struggle can scandalize thus. He also said it is a precursor to what will happen in the Central Vista project. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi said that this insult to the martyrs of Jallianwala Bagh could only be done by those who do not understand the meaning of sacrifice. Now, historians have also slammed it, terming it Disneyfying of the memorial. But then there are some people who did appreciate this renovation. The point is, history does not change even if you beautify these places, if you change the look and feel of it. What will change is how people remember this part of history. There are shiny new murals on the walls of the lane through which General Dyer and his cruel army walked. The old, greasy wall that had bullet marks and reminded of the horrors of that evening in Jallianwala Bagh is now covered with these fancy new murals. And I would be lying if I say that this does not look good. The question is, are these places meant to look good, or are they meant to help us recall the sacrifice of the people and cruelty and inhumanity of the British rulers? With a light and sound show, what difference will the Jallianwala Bagh Memorial have from the theme park? Some places, especially the places with historical importance, are not meant to look good. They are meant to hold the essence of the history, and it should not be meddled with. Now let me tell you a short story. The Holocaust Memorial is a memorial in Berlin to the Jewish victims of the Holocaust. The site is covered with 2,711 concrete slabs which are arranged in a grid pattern. There is an attached underground place of information which holds the names of approximately 3 million Jewish Holocaust victims, which are obtained from the Israeli museum Yad Vashem. The idea behind the way Holocaust Memorial looks is to produce an uneasy, confusing atmosphere, and the whole sculpture aims to represent a supposedly ordered system that has lost touch with human reason. Some equate it with a graveyard, but Germany's former president of the parliament, Wolfgang Thiers, had described it in perfect words. He says that this memorial is where people can grasp what loneliness, powerlessness, and despair means, giving them a feeling of what it meant for Jews to be in Nazi Germany. But in the age of social media, where everything has to be on the wall with a hashtag, some tourists, especially teens, started clicking selfies at this memorial. At a place honoring the memory of the Nazis' victims, young laughing visitors hopped from block to block searching for a best angle. Some pose atop the slabs for eye candy shots on dating websites. Now, enraged by this, Jewish artist Shahak Shapira has created a project called Yolocaust. To show a different perspective of what the action of the tourist means, Shapira gathered some of these photos and photoshopped these subjects into actual historic and horrific photos from Nazi extermination camps. Someone had to remind them that this is not a place for fun and it is not okay. The reason I am telling you this story is that when I saw the renovated Jallianwala Bagh Memorial, this is what came to my mind. This is what I mean when I say when you change the memorial to make it look like a theme park, make it look good, you change how people understand its importance. Do let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.